Hello, everybody. This is Mike Harris, and it is Thursday, July 11th, and I just want to go over some of the latest news here in Petaluma here in July. The city of Petaluma has recently gone through a process of aggregating their goals and objectives over the next 2 years. And I know that they did some outreach, some tremendous outreach. They had a goal-setting session where they invited members of the public to listen in and participate. The city council, the mayor, the city manager, the economic development manager, they all weighed in, took in all of the information from the citizens. I know they reached out to the Chamber of Commerce as well to get the chamber's input, and they've come up with a citywide document that will be their guiding vision over the next 2 years. So here is a little overview of what they did. You see in the Petaluma Argus Courier, the headline is Renewable Energy, Financial Health, Petaluma Sets Its Goals. So let's go over this article by Yosef. The Petaluma City Council last week finalized its agenda for the next 2 years, adopting goals that will emphasize comprehensive improvements to city's services, quality of life enhancements, and boost to the local economy. Additionally, after the city declared a climate emergency in May, the policy agenda highlights across-the-board objectives aimed at protecting and preserving Petaluma's environment. Using a new model that leaned on public involvement, featuring a workshop in April, follow-up surveys, and discussions within its committees and commissions, City Manager Peggy Flynn touted a rich process that she believes found that the goals of the public are in line with those of its elected leaders. "We got a really complete list," she said. "The city continues to do the work the community wants us to do, but this underscores it and puts more meat on the bone. It really gives us a good litmus test of what's really pressing." The 2-year goal package was separated into 5 overarching goals that were then subdivided into objectives and even further into work plan items. All were designed to be interrelated, Flynn said, and would come back to the council for discussion and action. The first city goal is a city that works for everyone, contains 4 objectives pertaining to the fiscal and organizational sustainability of city services, infrastructure, transparency, and much-needed technology upgrades. To achieve fiscal sustainability, city officials want to strike a balance with available revenues and also identify potential revenue sources that can ensure long-term financial health, alluding to an often discussed tax measure that could land on next year's ballot. For infrastructure, the work plan calls for funding to complete the crosstown connector projects, improve the city's dilapidated streets. Efforts to implement a greater bike path network and introduce a bike share system, as well as make progress on the East Side Smart Station were also included. Aside from website upgrades and leveraging new software into more efficient experiences with the city, officials want to encourage the expansion of fiber optic cables to improve internet speeds for residents. Earlier this year, regional service provider Sonic began expanding its lines into West Petaluma, offering 8,700 households its gigabit internet service that operates nearly 20 times faster than the industry standard. Petaluma also put forward an ambitious 26-item package that laid out its goal for actionable environmental policies, many of which, like the fiber optic expansion, are already underway, Flynn said. Many objectives, however, are still in the pipeline, potentially requiring developers to participate in Sonoma Clean Power's Evergreen program, which uses 100% renewable energy and has been a frequent request by planning commissioners in recent months, is one example. Calling for electric vehicle stations or solar energy for all new developments is another. Officials are also eyeing a single-use plastic bag ban, adopting greater energy codes, which the Council and Planning Commission discussed Monday, and creating a community composting site. Goal 3, a safe community that thrives, encompass restoring public safety agencies, housing, and health-related issues. Much of the work plan items were focused on boosting the understaffed Petaluma Police Department back to the levels where its specialized units like the Homeless Outreach Services Team, traffic, and school resource units could operate without shortchanging patrol work. The housing objective called for a program that would aid vital workers in city agencies and local schools that can't afford the local market, and mentioned efforts to better shelter the homeless. The council also appears interested in establishing a housing commission that could better shape the city's policies and practices on one of the most pressing issues facing Bay Area residents. On the list for health-related objectives, officials want to consider a tobacco retail licensing ordinance that could reel in the use of tobacco products and e-cigarettes that are widely used by minors. An economy that prospers, itemized goals to aid the local workforce and boost the city's reputation as a tourist destination. It also called for actionable funding options to dredge Petaluma's silted waters. The most comprehensive goal was Spaces and Places That Inspire, which wrote out a vision for a more attractive downtown area, trestle rehabilitation, and protections for the beloved Sonoma Marin Fair that included a master plan adoption for the property. The council also wants to see continued efforts to enhance public art, expand the inventory of gathering spaces, and to make additional improvements of local parks now that Measure M funds are available. We have lacked in getting that information out, so this was more not only putting our goals and priorities out there, but also telling our story, as Flynn said. I can't emphasize enough how much this was already underway. A draft of the council's 2-year agenda can be viewed online at petalumastar.com/goals. So I really encourage everybody to go to that website and check out all the goals yourself that the city is embarking on. Thanks again to Yosef, the news editor, for his overview. That was good work. Thank you, Yosef. So I'll put a link in the description of this video to the Petaluma goals so you can review them yourself at your leisure. So again, this is Mike Harris. It's Thursday, July 11th, just going over the city of Petaluma's goals. Thank you.